Ladies and gentlemen, Nanette February. This is Nanette February jumping for joy in an obscure flop musical called Mr. President. This is how my dear friend Kyle Raccio and I felt this evening when we found out at a wonderful Chinese restaurant near Lincoln Center that I took Kyle to tonight. When we found out that Herman Cain was going to endorse Mr. Newt Gingrich for President of the United States. We were elated. We were tearful. We were excited. And it was so much fun to share the moment with Kyle, who's listening now, who demanded that I vlog tonight to keep him company in his hotel in beautiful Manhattan. I, on the other hand, am in beautiful New Jersey by now with my wonderful little parakeet, Whitaker Chambers. Kyle's in town, which is always fun. We went to one of my favorite little Chinese restaurants. It's kind of a secret to most people, but New Yorkers know about it, and we love it, near Lincoln Center. It's wonderful. It's not pretentious. It's chic, but family-friendly, and wonderful food, and not exorbitantly priced. The culture people go to it a lot of the time before they go to see an opera or a ballet concert. It's wonderful. We had a terrific meal, and then we tried to be polite as possible before going into Twitter. And Kyle pretended to like my birthday gift to an extent. He pretended. I got him Michael Savage's thriller that he was reading all the time on his radio program. Now, I got it for Kyle a while ago, and it was before Michael Savage turned traitor to the conservatives by endorsing Mitt Romney. But what do you expect? He's a Clear Channel personality. So we find out about the endorsement, the Herman Cain endorsement. Earlier than everybody else, of course, is because these are the kind of weird people that Kyle and I are, and that we are always looking out for news before. We're just living. I mean, we were talking all about it. We were talking like we tweet, America. We actually talk like that in real life. And we're just going over all of the details and the primary season and all the rotten things that Mitt Romney, who I think ought to be drummed out of town on a rail, has committed. The lies, the out-and-out lies and smears, and just the disgusting gutter tactics that so many people that we thought were conservative that turned out to be anything but Tea Party. I don't know what they are, but they're not Tea Party. More on that later. And we talked a lot about that, and then suddenly there it was. Herman Cain endorsing Newt Gingrich. And we were thrilled. And we were excited, and we were joyful, and we were teary-eyed, and it was a wonderful moment. And then we went out for coffee afterwards, and then we found out about the Sarah Palin appearance on Fox. And Sarah Palin was on Fox, and she, first of all, said that people should vote for Newt again. And then she denounced Fox for their crappy shilling for Mitt Romney. And said that people should fight the machine and vote for Newt. And upset the liberals and vote for Newt. I'm paraphrasing, of course. And then they yanked her from the air. They cut her off. What do you think that was all about? Well, that just ground our gears. We just about had it with these rhinos. That Ann Coulter is all over the place. God only knows what she really thinks. God only knows. What are all these people who were supposedly for Herman Cain going to do now that they're all in the tank for Romney? There's no there there. There's no there there. And there's other people, too, like Tammy Bruce, who's saying things like, well, they're all horrible, so, what are you going to do? No, they're not all horrible. And if you're going to take that attitude, there's no difference between that and endorsing Mitt Romney right out, because you're no better. the people who are in the tank for him. If you're not for if you're not for Newt at this point, you're not helping the situation at all. You're not helping the situation at all. So we were livid. And then, of course, we got the news about little Bella, Rick Santorum's little daughter, and that was heartbreaking. And we're praying that situation comes out positively. But my gosh, how sad. How sad. So tonight was an incredible night emotionally, highs and lows, all over the place. But the more I got to thinking about this Fox News business and them taking Sarah Palin off the air and the way they've been spreading lies about Newt Gingrich, one of the heroes of the conservative movement, spreading lies about him, distorting history, distorting the truth, as a character assassination. I just got so angry. I got so angry, and I said, boycott Fox. I put it in caps. I showed it to Kyle. I said, what do you think? He said, go for it. So we did, and we're going to. I don't have cable, but I'm not going to retweet Fox. There's a couple people who've been okay there. Bill O'Reilly has been okay. I mean, at least he defended Newt. It got to the point where it was so embarrassing. You could either say this is a load of steaming crap, or you could lose your mind. I mean, we all saw what happened, and we know that these are lies. We remember the 80s and 90s, and we know that these are lies. So, I think Greta Van Susteren's been okay. I think Laura Ingraham has at least tried to be fair. I think she's given an outlet to Gingrich several times in the past couple of weeks. She's allowed him on her show, which is great. She's allowed some pro-Gingrich people on her show, which is great. I understand that they can't necessarily commit. I don't think she's been in the tank for Mitt like some of the others. I'd also add that her show is not a Clear Channel show, and that's probably why. Because most of the Clear Channel people, including Glenn Beck, have been nothing but shills, corporate shills for Romney. Hacks, political hacks for the establishment. And they're not Tea Party. And they're just a bunch of con artists. I'm sorry, I can't take them seriously at this point. I mean, they're at best, they're rhinos in sheep's clothing. Get out Carly Fiorina with her demon sheep. I mean, these people are demon sheep. And I think they have to pay. I think especially Matt Drudge and Coulter, they've gone beyond the pale, people. They've gone beyond the pale. And I think a little boycott to scare them a little bit might do them a world of good. They think that they can control our minds with their lies, and they have been exposed. I don't know exactly what their audience is. I don't know exactly what their audience is. Maybe the kind of people who watch Geraldo or Oprah, maybe. Oprah. Maybe it's time for Ann Coulter to join her girlfriends on The View. She could join Joy Behar and be another liberal voice on The View. But they certainly aren't Tea Party. They certainly aren't Tea Party. And I think that they have to get a little frightened. I'm not talking about any kind of threats or anything. I'm talking about an out-and-out boycott. Don't go to Drudge. Do not go to Drudge. As far as radio shows go, Mark Levin has been there for Newt. He still won't completely endorse. He's saying that he's for Santorum, which is a cop-out. I think that the reason why Mark Levin has been relatively pro-Newt compared to some of the others, I don't think he's bucking the system. I think that he's got a book out right now, and he's out actually talking to people, and he knows how we're all feeling, and he knows what he's got to do to keep his audience. I think that's what that's about. I think Levin is a smart man. In fairness to him also, I know that he was a big Reagan person, and I know that he knows a lie when he hears one. So go ahead and listen to Levin's show. Like I said, you can listen to Ingram's show, take it with a grain of salt, but I think she's been trying to be fair. Rush Limbaugh has he reached a point. I mean, he's been, he's had his moments where the Romney machine got to him too, but he finally reached a point this week where he couldn't take it anymore. And look at all of them with a grain of salt. Look at all of them for a grain of salt. And remember, I was talking to Kyle, excuse me, about this evening. It's tea parties, not tea party. Okay? There's different tea parties, and some of them are real, and some of them are just establishment fronts. Sarah Palin is someone I trust wholeheartedly. Anything she says is from the heart and honest as can be. Another great show, if you don't listen to it, is Victory Sessions, which I like a lot. That's on Saturday nights. It's Stephen Bannon's show. He's the guy who directed the movie Undefeated. And he has a lot of cool Palin people on. He has a lot of cool Newt Gingrich people on. And that's a show that you can trust. I mean, you may not always agree with any of them, but you know that they're legitimate, that they're coming from a real politics, that they really believe what they say. I mean, some of these other people, again, it's like Newt said about Ann, they're all over the map. I mean, I'm not going to mention any names, but they were talking about people like people like GoProud, Chris Barrett. Here he was all for Herman Cain. What's he going to do now? I mean, it would seem logical that he would have stayed with Cain and then moved on to Newt, but instead he went to Romney when there was no evidence that Cain would ever go Romney, and he didn't. So what is he going to do now? It's like where do they go? It's like they just go here, there, everywhere. There's no they're there. They're all over the map, like Coulter. How many people has Coulter endorsed this year? I mean, I was for Palin. I went through a period where I wasn't sure. I looked at Newt and I said, well, Palin's not running. I'll go Newt. And sure enough, Palin's also leaning that way. I have a consistent politics, and it's Tea Party, and I'm not so sure about some of these other people. Frankly, I question their dedication to sparkle motion. So sue me. I'm out of time. Kyle, I adore you. I'm going to go out with him tomorrow night. We'll have more fun. I'll tell you all about what we do. I'm sure it'll be terrific, and the Tea Party is all get out. And for those of you who were upset tonight that there was no Small G Gay show, guess what? Kyle and I are going to do a show tomorrow night. Sunday night, there will be a new Small G Gay show. So stay tuned and keep it real. Love you. God bless America. Go Newt Gingrich. Thank you, Herman Cain. God bless you, and God bless Sarah Palin. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.